Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and follow our Twitter to stay up to date with any roster moves and also players sitting out and games postponed. Very important. Also, again, very important, follow us on Twitter due to so many games being canceled tomorrow. There are only 4 games. Be sure to follow our Twitter so we can update you for any players that may sit last minute. Also, interested in a wildcard lineup? DM us on Twitter and we will send you a lineup we put together almost an hour prior to game starting. These wildcard lineups are for those who interact with us because we love hearing from you and how you've done. Take advantage of this now. Top 5 from tonight's slate by position. At the point guard, we got Malcolm Brogdon. We also have Michael Conley. Shooting guard, we got Paul George. Small forward, we got Kawhi Leonard. Power forward, we got Sabonis. And at the center position, we got Jokic. All right, this is our mock lineup, the first mock lineup for you. If you're new to the channel, feel free to use this mock lineup as a base. Use 90% of the lineup and substitute players as you see fit to get your own taste to your lineup. All right, this is as balanced as it gets. You have Conley, who might be the best point guard for tonight. Only he can stop himself from having a bad FDP night. Milton is coming off a back-to-back and played well. He could have another game that way. Remember, all Philly players have to make up for the loss of Joel Embiid. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been great. Philly has good defense because they're long, but his worst game this season came against the LA Lakers. We doubt he will perform beneath his average. Tyrese Halliburton has been well worth his salary and picking him. Let's skip down to Barnes. Barnes against a New Orleans team not known for defense and allowing great numbers to small forwards. Barnes is a solid pick. Howard had a great night filling in for Embiid. Zion will have no resistance. Hitter per position mock lineup. Yes, you see Howard twice back to back. Philly won't have Embiid and he's far too cheap to pass over. It's not great options at center tonight. We will fix it, but for now, that's a solid move. We like Brogdon against the Clippers, who have guarded point guards poorly. Not sure what's going on there because they have Patrick Bev on them. Patrick Bev, he just runs around, he ain't really guarding or doing nothing. He's just Anyway, I'm sorry. Monte Morris is simply there to fill in and provide solid minutes behind Murray. Let's go down to Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is going to score. It's his rebounding and a few assists that help his FDP. Harris stepped in nicely last night. Expect the same in this game. Barton is another good option for Denver. No small forwards for Utah. Right now seems to guard well. Isaiah Roby has been good for 20 FDP and his price helps. I hope I'm saying Roby right. Anyway, value heavy. All right, let's look at Simmons. Ben Simmons had a great night last night. We imagined it would be a struggle for OKC to stop him. Fox is starting to find his rhythm. New Orleans has near the bottom defense versus point guards. Expect him to get his average. He's scoring, assisting, stealing, and grabbing just enough rebounds. Clarkson is that Utah option when you don't want to spend high. Will Barton fits the same description as Clarkson. A little more solid scoring the ball though. Josh Hart filled in for the hurt Lonzo Ball and will do the same versus Sacramento. He relies on his scoring a bit, but he does enough for his salary. Josh Hart also has been rebounding the ball decently this season. He's been doing it. He's been rebounding, very decent. So just look at his stats, to get your own understanding of it. Sabonis is going against a tough matchup. He'll likely see Kawhi on him. If he gets going, his rebounding and assists should help make up for any points he won't score. His FDP should be near his average. Steven Adams, great minutes, and we like the matchup. He won't score a lot. He won't grab 20 boards. and will probably get a block or two. He's a value option for a reason. Using the 2 most expensive players mock lineup. All right, as you can see, Jokic and Sabonis are the most expensive players in this lineup. Excuse me. Surrounding them will be tough because the value players tonight are tricky. Some are just bad. Some play good minutes but are out there just racking up cardio miles. My favorite type of players. Others will depend on the way the game goes. You have several pieces here that can help you stay alive and do well. Early game stack. We are trying something different for this mock lineup. We only picked 1 player in the last game of the night. Everyone else is based in the earlier games, hoping they lift you into the green and later games can lead you to winning big. Technically, you have 2 late games, but we are referring to stacking your lineup with everyone in games prior to the last time slot, which is 10 p.m. So yes, it's 2 players in the 9 p.m. game, but that's considered earlier than the last slate. So be sure to take a look at this lineup and feel free to use 90% of it. All right, late game stack. 2 variations. This is the lineup you don't want to check often because you will likely go crazy because you're going to be down early and you will depend on the late games to lift you up. This lineup is tough because the late game players are hitters, so they are costly. So if you dudes decide to use one of these lineups as a base, you're going to be down early in the night. Don't panic. Don't panic. Because during the late game, we're gonna expect you to have a real late surge and possibly hit the green at the last minute before the last game is over. You just never know with these games. And if they go into overtime, you go win big if you got the right players. All right, 1 pick per game. This lineup gives you everything you need. 2 guards capable of giving you 35 plus FDP. 2 shooting guards capable of wearing out the opposition. 2 fill-in small forwards, you should be good for their averages. 1 power forward who is going to eat. 1 power forward who is going to be solid enough to fulfill his salary and more. A center who is likely to get his average, even with a matchup we wanted to stay away from. This lineup can be altered drastically if you remove Jokic and put in Howard. You'll open up a little more than 7K. And this is the last lineup we have for you guys. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment on the video, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, man. You hurting our feelings if you don't subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel, and thank you for choosing another episode of the Pickpocket DFS.